You're muted, Nettie.
Hello.
I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm having somebody bring something in the room for me, and there's no way to hide them from the camera. And I thought they were on their way in here, but apparently not. All right. Let me welcome everybody in the chat. Sorry I'm not on camera right now. Hello, MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless. Welcome to Sunday.
Hello.
Lucky Dog Productions moderator Sue. Hello and welcome. How bad is the echo, everyone? I am in a completely different room, which, let's just say I had a flip out moment today. It has not been a good day. But I'm trying to get everything switched over. So, Thrifty Angela, hello. Full-time Dream. Hey, Donald. RV Underweight, hello. Hey, Bill from NOTB. Thank you for the raid. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Nettie, can you hear an echo really badly, or?
Yeah, I can hear an echo.
You can hear an echo?
Yeah, you probably don't need to talk very loud because you sound very clear.
Let me turn the volume down a little and see if it helps.
Okay.
I was supposed to have my backdrop, but which would have helped with the echo.
Yeah.
However, it decided that it wanted to be half on the screen and half off the screen, and then the light wanted to fall, and the whole thing has been a mess.
That's not bad at all, BB.
All right. No echo here, just roll on. All right, thank you, Underway. All right, let's get to, I didn't even get a chance to upload our file yet, so let me find that real quick.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you, Nettie, tell us how to pronounce this.
Magdalena Zuk.
Magdalena Zuk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start on the story then. The mysterious death of Magdalena Zuk. I'll let you read that first.
On the 29th of April, 2017, Magdalena Zuk, a 27-year-old beautician from a small town in southwest Poland, jumped to her death in the Egyptian beach resort town of Marsa Alam.
She jumped to her death.
Yeah.
Oh. She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that place.
A beautiful resort.
It's gorgeous. Thrifty Angela had to take the dogs out, but she's listening. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She died just 3 days into a week-long package holiday in circumstances that have aroused suspicion in her home country. Yeah, why would you pay to go on vacation and then jump?
Right. 3 days in. That doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm.
Within days, her name was at the center of one of the biggest stories of its kind to hit Poland in years, with her death linked to a range of allegations running the gamut from murder to sex trafficking.
I think somebody else took her. Oh, what is that?
That is where they're trying to pin her down in the hospital.
Oh, wow. 3 weeks later, and it's still big news, with the controversial reality TV detective leading a made-for-TV witch hunt into the incident.
Public outrage has forced the authorities to take action, with an official inquiry into the allegations straining relations between Egypt and Poland.
So something happens to this girl and it suddenly becomes... I'm telling you, this room is going to be the death of me. Hold on. You're on camera. Hold on.
I don't care. Come on, camera.
I turned you off.
All I do is make everything more beautiful.
Sorry, everyone. That was my ring light that just went flying across and landing on the other wall. Telling you,
That's funny.
Sorry, you said that. A little bit of growing issues.
All right. Back to what I was saying. So instead of it being about the girl who either was killed, had mental health issues, or did something to herself, they're making it about Egypt and Poland.
Correct. Yeah. All we saw was an arm behind you. So I didn't see anything other than that.
He said he doesn't mind being on camera all of a sudden too. So strange day.
Yeah.
Donald says it's been said that she had a history of mental health issues. Full-time Dream said, wow, now the story comes with sound effects.
It scared me.
I tell you, I don't get mad often, like you can see steam coming out of my head type mad. But before I came live, I was throwing things. I was throwing things. I was so angry. All right. Donald says she was seen talking to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Humpty Dumpty was punched. Just saying. She's so beautiful.
She is, right?
Maybe she was drugged or something. If something was put in her drink or something.
Right. That's what I was thinking as well. In the age of fake news, it shows how easily rumors formed on Facebook and can find their way to the heart of government politics.
That's kind of like with the rumor thing. There was the Instagram influencer that recently lived in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That, nobody could find her, and then they found her on the side of the road, and it looked like she'd been like fresh out of a bath, so clean. And rumors started to spread that she was addicted to drugs and she had all these problems and all this stuff. And now, as months have gone by, it's come out that the husband was abusive.
Oh,
They haven't arrested the husband yet, but the story more leans that way. But it's crazy that, like they're saying, the remnant of rumors that can start and all of that. Hey, our epic RV adventure. I hope I'm not muted.
No, you're not.
To myself, to be my luck. And did I go too far?
No, you're good.
Now I've gone too far.
Oh, wait, yeah, now you've gone too far.
Oh my gosh. One moment, please. I lose my mind.
There you go.
In Egypt, the authorities have tried to snuff out coverage of the girl's death for fears of further damaging the country's allying tourism sector. While in Poland, the now familiar face of blonde-haired, blue-eyed Magdalena continues to stare out from every newsstand in the country. Hey, Mansion Mom and Fantastic Travels. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
The holiday had been intended as a surprise for her boyfriend, who was supposed to travel with her to the all-inclusive resort, but issues with his passport made him ineligible for a visa.
Am I muted or unmuted?
No, you're good.
Okay. I accidentally hit the button on the back. Everybody's probably like, what is she on? What's she been drinking? Nothing, I swear. Oh, such a cute couple.
Yeah.
You know, like in Europe and stuff, they take vacation. Like here in Missouri, we don't have to. I mean, most people, Missouri, here in the United States, most people keep their holiday and choose to not take it and then just get paid that extra holiday pay.
Yeah.
But most people in different countries, they go on vacation with their families every year, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Having spent the money already, Zuk traveled to Marsa Alm alone. But just a day in, she began acting strangely. She sent messages to friends back in Poland as if they were on holiday with her and told people she was hearing voices in her room.
She was seen shouting down the phone in the lobby, making wild arm movements, and a video from the hotel shows her lying motionless in the doorway to her room, dressed in just a bathrobe.
Shanna Craft is coming from POA, so is Hitch Up and Toe, I think. So thank you, POA, for the raid. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Full-Time Dream said cheap drugs.
Yeah, you never know if they put something in her drink or what was happening with her.
Yeah, I mean, even like that fake marijuana stuff.
Yeah.
Forget what they call it, but it makes people act like zombies. You know, even the simplest of stuff can really throw off your brain chemical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's her shouting at people.
That's her actually passed out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The door to her hotel room.
When concerned hotel staff informed her parents, they decided to bring her home early, just 3 days into the trip. Well, that's cool that the staff notified her parents.
Yeah. Due to her increasingly erratic behavior, she wasn't allowed to board the plane and was taken to a private hospital for the night while a friend traveled from Poland to take her home.
Well, that makes sense. You don't want somebody going weird on the airplane, you know?
Yeah.
But I can't see it being like, I can see, I don't know the end of the story. That's just my theory at this point. But I can't see maybe somebody drugged her to try to like take advantage of her at a bar or something. And then from there, the drugs just interacted with her mental health issues already and like caused this whole thing. But I can't see the government being responsible for this. If the hotel called her parents, they tried to put her on a plane, but she couldn't get on a plane.
And like, when you get off the plane, when you land, there's bars or places to get a drink at the airport. And it could have happened there because she just started changing as soon as she landed. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
don't see it happening on the plane, but
Maybe it could have been like the oxygen to her brain too from the
yeah.
going up in the airplane. You never know. Like some
Yeah.
stuff affects some people worse than it affects other people.
Yeah.
Shanna Craft. Well, I am in my new office, but it has been a disaster, and I want to go back in my bedroom. This is my new office.
I love the purple.
To do. I have found
Pretty
out while trying to go live. All right. We now have sound effects like crashing lights and all kinds of stuff.
I'm glad that didn't happen last week. I would have been scared to death.
Oh, man. This is sad though. And she's such a pretty young lady, and she already like had her beautician's license and all that.
CCTV footage from the hospital shows Zuk lashing out at staff and attempting to run away as they tried and restrained her. Now, I would have been scared. I probably would have lashed out. Somebody trying to restrain me.
Yeah, if you don't know what's going on and people are trying to restrain you, you're in a fight to get away, I'm sure.
And who knows if she understood their language,
Oh, that's true too. Maybe she didn't speak their language.
Yeah, she's running.
She's like, where am I? Yeah, I guess she would. I mean, look at the guy chasing her. He looks like a monster.
Well, like, it looks like in black.
Kind.
No.
That looks like a monster. Like when you were a kid and your dad was trying to be a monster. It looks scary. Oh, that's weird. She was confined to a private room and tied to a bed with linen after she made several attempts to jump out the window, according to the director of the hospital, Dr. Mohammed Sami Goma.
That's close. Yeah, no details.
Yeah. So weird.
When a nurse untied her so she can use the bathroom, she broke free and, arming herself with a drip stand, ran to the window and threw herself out from the second floor, landing on a flight of concrete steps.
It sounds like something was mentally off and she was just trying whatever she could to get out.
And if you're terrified, you just want to get out. In my opinion, I don't think she tried to hurt herself. She was trying to get away of the situation.
Yeah, but maybe she thought, well, either I'll die or I'll survive, but either way, I'll get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, thinking about that being someone's last thoughts, that's terrible.
Yeah.
She was rushed to the larger Red Sea Hospital, 180 miles north in the port city of, I'm not pronouncing that one, but died a few hours later.
Yeah.
Wonder why they had to, well, maybe that the hospital she was in was just mental health. Do you think?
I'm thinking it was just a place to like restrain her until they could get help, probably, or maybe it was just a place to put her until the family member arrived, because they were supposed to be arriving to take her.
Yeah, it's just strange they rushed her from one hospital to another hospital, but maybe the other hospital was more specialized. But you think that time frame to transfer her from one to another 180-mile difference. That's a long drive in that bad of shape.
Right. That's like 3 hours plus, depending on road conditions there, or unless they flew her. I don't know.
Aloha. Hello, hello.
Mm-hmm.
It's
hard to see her, but that's when they're transporting her. Yeah.
So strange.
Yeah. Her death was recorded as suicide, although it's unclear if she was trying to escape or was in the grips of a psychotic episode. Although tragic, Gomez says it was just a normal accident.
Maybe that's the language barrier to say it was just a normal accident, because ain't nothing normal about that.
No, for her to want to jump out of a window, she was terrified.
Yeah. Right. The Polish press wasn't convinced. That was a hard one to say with this. My tongue did not want to do it. The Polish press wasn't convinced, and a series of questionable reports began fueling rumors on social media. Well, I'm sure her parents weren't very accepting. Like, imagine if she left and she was perfectly normal, and all of a sudden she gets there and immediately starts having problems. Of course, the parents are going to be like, no, that's not what happened.
In 3 days, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not hard to believe that's what happened, though.
Yeah.
Fantastic Travels says that's sad to say that a suicide was a normal accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that must be something they see often in order to say that, which is very sad.
The Polish tabloid ran a story headline, 20-year-old Pole murdered in Egypt, incorrectly stated that she had been found in her room with mysterious head injuries.
Tabloid ran a story. Of course, the tabloids ran a story, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Donald, thank you. I like Nettie's hat. It's all blinged out.
Oh.
Last week. All right. Truth be told, I have a hat on because I need to dye my hair. I need to wash my hair. She's so pretty.
Yeah.
The story included allegations made by Zuk's sister that she had been date-ard, while the tabloid wrote that although she had fallen from the window, she must have been unconscious at the time because she had only sustained injuries on her left side. Huh?
That doesn't make sense. That don't make sense to me.
I mean, maybe they're saying that, if you're falling out a window, you would kind of be flailing, right? And maybe if you're flailing, that's what they're saying. She didn't flail because she landed all on her left side. If you were flailing, you would probably land differently, maybe. But if she was
two stories
out of her mind and wanted out,
yeah,
she could have passed out from the trauma and the fear of everything too, you know?
And who knows if she knew it was 2 stories? You know, they put her in her room. She probably didn't know how high up she was, and she was just trying to get out.
That's true too.
You know, she couldn't look through the window being tied to her bed.
And with it being 2 stories, would you have time to flail around and move and toss and turn, or would you just be like, down, you're done?
I would think it'd be pretty fast.
I do agree with the sister's story, though.
Yeah.
I think that's probably how it started out.
Mhm.
Somebody put something in her drink or something. Shannon Kraft said, did someone throw her out the window?
Right.
That's an interesting thought, too. I mean, what if, just throwing another wrench in this story here, what if all of this that we talked about so far, somebody spiked her drink, it made her go kind of mentally insane, but then she got checked into the hospital, and instead of feeling comforted that she was in a hospital, maybe one of the male nurses or doctors tried to do something to her. And then that heightened her whole fear, you know.
Right, to get away.
Yeah, it could have been a multitude of things, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. The first 2 weeks were crazy, says Myra, an ex-newspaper journalist who now runs a public relations agency in Warsaw.
Everyone was making up their own stories, and people were fighting on social media about them. More than 24 Facebook groups were created with 73,000 members. Social media is good and bad. Social media is good because it can get attention on a case like that. It's also bad because you have so many people that think they're detectives.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just becomes a mix-up. Hey there, Linda Barker.
Mm-hmm.
She is just simply gorgeous, though.
Mm-hmm. It became a popular topic for the far-right websites, which was the first to write about it in English in a post headline, Polish girl R and killed in Egypt during holidays.
That's something I'm never going to understand is why people take headlines and make them the way that they are. I don't know if I've talked about this on here or not, but my brother passed away. I have 3 brothers, and one of them passed away in a terrible trucking accident. And he and his truck were pretty unrecognizable. So it took time for the sheriff to get in touch with my parents and to kind of get the information trickled down to us all. With that being said, I seen the news that night, and I seen my brother's accident, and I seen my brother on the highway. And for the longest time, afterwards, everything clicked, and I realized that was my brother. That was his accident. I seen these things before I even found out, you know. So for the longest time, I wondered, like, how do the people that write these stories publish these pictures? Like, they published pictures of him covered with a sheet. How do you take that picture and feel okay knowing that the family is going to see that? Or like this girl, write that story and know her family is going to see that. Like, how are people okay with that? In my brother's situation, I also wondered if it took so long for the police to trickle down and get us the report back. How come the pictures were up on the news and in newspapers before the police could even contact us?
You know, Ruby,
a little bit of research, I guess. There's people that chase accidents. They listen to radios and things like that, and they get paid lots of money to write these stories.
exactly. It's all about the headline. That's what it comes down to.
It's disgusting. Like this girl's story, there's no solid evidence saying that that was the case. Yeah, her parents were having to read those stories.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up seeing with my brother's situation, there was a documentary that came out about the people that take pictures like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, he's a guardian angel now, so.
Yeah.
But it is terrible what people do.
Yeah.
With situations. I don't remember if it's mine or yours.
But it's yours.
Okay. An online poll of 8,000 people launched on the tabloid Polish Express's website just over a week after the death showed 96% believed Zuk had been murdered. But the story doesn't really, I guess, however they wrote it, because I'm not seeing murdered, I'm seeing mental health more so.
Yeah. The Egyptian government tried to snuff out coverage of Zuk's death after 6 years of instability and a series of terrorist attacks. Tourism has slumped, and Egypt is currently spending millions on advertising campaign to boost what was once the country's major industry.
We have a little bit crazy saying hello.
A little bit.
Shanna Krept, who says, "Who knows the truth?"
Yeah.
And Donald, I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Donald. Fantastic travels. It is not okay. Yeah, maybe we'll do a series kind of talking about, or not a series, but an episode where we kind of talk about, because there was a whole Netflix series done on these photographers that run and do these pictures. And I've always thought it might be interesting to kind of talk about, because it's pretty insane how they figure all of it out and they get there before police, before ambulance.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they stand back. They don't get involved in the situations. Morally, how would you do that? How would you see a mother and her child and, you know, a family in a car that's been in a car accident? You just stand back and do nothing but take pictures. It just, so that might be a good series. Let me know if you, a good topic. Let me know if you guys want to cover that or not. And I wanted to say something about this. So the Egyptian government didn't want anybody to notice it or know about it because they wanted to keep their tourist numbers high.
Right. Yeah.
6 years later, they're still doing that to keep the numbers high, or trying to recover.
They were trying to recover. Yeah.
All from one girl. You would think that, I don't know. I wonder if they have, I don't know, this might be coming up in your story, I'm not sure. But I wonder what the crime rate is there. I wonder if it's a pretty large crime rate or not. Shanna Craft's going to be having surgery on Tuesday. So let's all keep Shanna in our prayers, please. After the hospital director appeared on Egyptian television discussing the incident, the public prosecutor called him, telling him not to speak to the press anymore. Guess he didn't do such a good interview.
Yeah. Trying to keep it under wraps, it seems like.
Ignore it, don't talk about it, and it'll go away probably.
Mm-hmm. But in Poland, the rumors continued. Many of them centered around a 13-minute video of Zuk's last conversation with her boyfriend, who was known in the Polish press only as Marcus W.
Uh-oh. What did this conversation say? Filmed from a separate phone, it shows Marcus's half of a FaceTime call made just hours before she fell from the window. She appears distressed, babbling incoherently, and begging Marcus to come and get her. Why did he record it? Did he just think, wow, this is really unusual behavior, I better record this?
It might have been because of the circumstance prior to that phone call when they were knowing something was wrong and they were trying to go and get her. But prior, after the conversation, she ends up tied to her bed because they said they untied her so she can use their restroom.
Yeah.
So it's like, why did you tie her up if she was on the phone call with her boyfriend? What was the reason for that?
Maybe she flipped out worse and was going to jump. We were afraid she was going to do exactly what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, eye surgery. That scares me. I'm praying for you.
I'll be sending prayers to you, Shanna.
We have Erin in here. Hello, Erin.
Hello, Erin. When he asked what happened, she answers, how do you say that? Cryptically?
Cryptically.
Okay. With the letter M. The video ends when her tour guide, Mohammed Carey, takes the phone and tells Marcus in Polish, this is a waste of time, and arranges for Zuk to call him later before ending the call. So what I found out is she was actually using the phone that belonged to the tour guide. She was using his phone, not her phone, talking to her boyfriend.
She had to be somewhat in her right frame of mind in order to call the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember my boyfriend's phone number.
Right?
I don't remember my own phone number half the time.
Right, because it's saved, so all you do is just call the number that's in there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe back then it was easier to remember because it didn't save. I mean, as time's gone by, I've forgotten more phone numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I still would think she would, if she was not in her right mind, would have a really hard time recalling his phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the tour guide had the phone number.
Right.
I don't find it weird that he took her phone though, or took the phone, because I know like men in certain cultures are very like, they call the shots when it comes to women. So I can see an Egyptian man looking at a Polish girl and being like, oh, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about, I'm done wasting my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not out of meanness, just that's their culture. Like, why waste your time on a female? You know what I mean?
Right.
Thrifty Angela says, ever since cell phones came out, I don't remember anyone's phone numbers. Same. I used to know everyone's phone numbers when you had to dial them. Yes, me too. Especially when we had pagers. Because if someone paged you with their phone number, you had to know whose phone number it was to call them back.
Exactly. Right.
All right. Oh. Is it mine?
Yeah, it's your turn.
The papers were filled with suspicion of the dark-skinned man at the end of the video. And Kahari quickly became a murder suspect, even though there is no evidence of his involvement in the death. Yeah, I mean, that'd kind of be too obvious.
Yeah, because what she kept saying is she kept saying M to her boyfriend because he was asking her what is going on, and she was saying M. Well, his name happened to be Muhammad, and there's a lot of Muhammads there, you know, so they were kind of focusing on the tour guy, that maybe that's what she was referring to. But
and then again, it could have all been delusions of her thinking that he was doing something.
True. There were suggestions that the letter M had been a reference to Mohammed. I thought it was his name. A YouTube clip of Zuk in the hospital had been viewed more than 250,000 times, and it's titled Magda Zuk Egyptian Hospital. Why with Mo Mound Carry? I know I said it wrong.
I'm gonna type that in real quick and see if we can
If
see
you can find it, huh?
Magda Zuk Egypt. Here, let's see if it comes up under this.
Did it pull up?
So many stories. Hold on one second. Let me type in the exact thing then. Egyptian hospital. Oh. 14 minutes. Oh, they got it in slow motion there. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can watch it. How long is this one? All right. We'll watch this one. It's 7 minutes. Let me drop this off of here. And then share screen. All right. Let's watch the hospital. Wasn't M. James Bond's boss? Oh, that's a good one. All right, here we go. To me, it just looks like a bunch of nurses.
Yeah.
That guy looks like he's annoyed and done and fed up.
Okay, so I guess that's her room.
Huh?
Possibly that's her room they're going in and out of. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I think this is her room.
Uh-huh. That's so many. Like
so many, and they're all men.
Yeah.
No wonder she was terrified. There's one woman.
Uh-huh. Like, what are they waiting for?
I don't know. Are they like, is she being tied down? I'm just going to kind of skim through and see if we see her at all.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I've not seen her. I can't believe there's only one woman.
Yeah. Well, that might have been one as well.
Yeah, that looked like another woman.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her yet. Oh, wait, they opened the second door here. Why did they open the second door? I don't understand what they're going in and out of her room so much for. That's it? I'm so confused. I kind of skimmed. Let me go back to this other one that was 17 minutes long and see. Oh, we lost Nettie. Let me go back to this other one real quick. See if it has anything more in it. I don't know where Nettie went, but hopefully she'll be back soon. Hey, Day's Great Adventure. Welcome to the chat. Hello, Miss Gigi. Welcome to the chat. We're gonna get back to the story here in just a second, but I wanted to kind of see these videos they were talking about. This is a different view of the hall, I guess. In a minute, she's gonna pop up here. Let's watch. We have a Nettie. This is her right here. I don't know what this guy is doing sitting right here, though. What is that guy doing there?
Okay.
This is creepy. I'm sorry, but if I was in her position, I would be creeped out. She came out of this room right here. She's right here.
Yeah.
There's a guy on the floor right here. And all these guys around her room. This is in slow motion, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why they've slowed it down, but they did. So let me go a little bit forward and see what we find here. It looks like she's yelling at this guy.
So she's sitting on the floor as well?
Huh?
She's sitting on the floor also?
Yeah, she's like standing but down. You know, if you were to duck down and stand on your legs, that's how she's at. But her hands keep going like this, like she's yelling at the guy. Let's see if she stands up.
Oh.
Oop. Wait a minute. Let's back up just a little bit. I wish we could understand what they were saying. Unfortunately, we can't, but I don't. She looks like she's trying to attack him.
It's like she's trying to leave.
I don't understand why there's so many men. Anybody else have a guess on that? Why there's so many men?
There's 4 right there that I can see.
I mean, if you're trying to calm her down, I don't think having a bunch of men surrounding her is the way to do it. Miss Gigi says, it looks like an argument. That's what it looks like to me, too.
Yeah, because look, he's blocking her.
Yeah, that was her trying to leave, and they pushed her back. This is 7.
Yeah, I can see her arguing, trying to get away. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That's.
Oh, here she's running.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they don't look like they're harming her. We don't know what they're saying, so I hate to say that they're being mean because we don't know what they're saying. They could just be trying to like keep her in that area so she doesn't harm herself. But I still go back to, why are there so many men?
Yeah.
Why aren't there any women to comfort her?
Yeah.
Looks like there's one woman now, right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit more again, because this is 17 minutes and we still have to finish up the story. This guy just looks exasperated with the whole situation. Shannon Kraft says, and again, is there a language barrier? Fantastic Travel says, if this was at the psychiatric hospital, then they may have been males that are used for security. Good call. That's true. But wouldn't they be dressed in like scrubs or security outfits? Because there's a person here that's dressed in scrubs. There's 2 of them dressed in scrubs. And then the rest of the guys are dressed in what looks like normal clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is the hotel, and they were taking her from the hotel to put her in the hospital. Or they take her from the airport and put her in the hospital.
She was at the airport, and then I want to say they put her at the hospital from the airport because they wouldn't let her board.
Then I wonder what this is. Fantastic Travel says, I would think they would be dressed more in scrubs. Yeah, me too. This says hospital in the title up here.
Okay.
But again, the clothes of these men does not make sense for a hospital to me. I can't believe how much they're wrestling with her in this hallway also. Guess they finally got her into a...
It looked like it there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, they got her in a bed, and they're wheeling her.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing of this looks right.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Mm-mm.
It doesn't look right. That's for sure. Something doesn't look.
Mm-mm.
The story that we're doing, words wise, makes sense to me, but the video is not really matching up.
Yeah.
I'm glad we took a look at the video. All right, what happened to this? This is just doing its own thing now. All right. Is this where we were?
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah, it is. Many interpreted the CCTV footage, which shows Zuk being restrained by hospital staff, as abusive. The description of the video claims she was R-word and murdered. Miss Gigi says, yes, and she has no hospital garments on, and the weird guy up front.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Where's her hospital garments?
On social media, people began claiming that Zuk's mental breakdown was brought on after she was ganged R in a sadomasochistic ritual called the Tarish game.
I don't know. There were an awful lot of men. I mean, that's something's really, really wrong with the amount of men there was there. And that would explain the drugs and everything.
Right.
The phrase, which literally means group harassment in Arabic, began to appear in the mainstream media.
On the 10th of May, Weekly Magazine ran a story describing the ritual as a kind of public punishment for a woman's wicked behavior, whereby a circle of men surrounded the victim, touching her private parts.
That's just weird. Timmy Ray, hello and welcome. Shannon Craft, she was traveling alone. She wasn't going to be, but her boyfriend's passport, something happened with the passport, so she decided to go on by herself. Donald said, could you please look into the murder of Shirley Street Mills, September 15th, 1970, Grand Rapids? I spoke to a family member about the case. They're trying to get the case reopened. We'll definitely look into that, Donald. We'll definitely look into it. All right. I know, like, the Egyptian culture, the men don't respect the women near as much as they respect other men, too. So that's something to think about. SA became a prominent feature of the conspiracy theories, with tour guide Mohammed Kahari invariably at the center. SA became a prominent feature of the conspiracy theories. Oh, okay. And the tour guide was because of the letter M that she kept saying. And got it. Well, he seemed to be right there in all the videos too, so.
Exactly.
It is really weird that it all just started happening as soon as she arrived there.
Mm-hmm.
Did the parents say ever if she had any mental health issues before going there?
And they said she didn't have anything was wrong with her. You know, she was normal, no issues.
This is another issue. I wonder if that became a thing. If she had no head covering, how dare her? Which is a thing. So I wonder if they have little to no respect for women that don't cover their hair. Okay, I think this one's yours.
Yeah. The police interviewed Carey shortly after the incident, but released him without charge. People in Marcia Alam say that he has disappeared and deleted his Facebook account shortly after photos from it appeared in the Polish tabloids.
Huh. Well, I guess you, guilty or not, you would disappear if like this had become such a big thing and people thought you were at the center of it.
Oh,
Even if
yeah.
you're innocent, I'm sure you'd go into hiding. He still maintains his innocence and that everything said in the papers about him is a lie. His employer, Rainbow Tours, also declined an interview.
On the 4th of May, the reality TV star Krzysztof Rukowski announced that Zuk's parents had approached him to launch his own investigation.
Sorry, we're running over today, but we had video today. With his dark sunglasses and hair-sprayed high top, he's a well-known figure in Poland. The former riot policeman is not a licensed detective, and in 2007 was sentenced to 14 months in prison for illegally arresting a man in Antwerp. Sounds like a real good feller.
Right.
Oh, geez. Did
I
the
know.
family really hire him, or did he hire himself?
I know. On the 9th of May, he told the newspapers that he didn't believe the Egyptians' versions of events, claiming that Zuk couldn't have died from falling from the second floor due to her athleticism and marathon training.
If she was out of her mind, I'm sure she could have.
It doesn't matter if you're a fit person. If you jump out of something, you're going to land.
Yeah.
You know? So
He instead proposed that she had been drugged by an organized R gang in which Kahari had played a key role. In a YouTube video viewed almost 3 million times, he claimed it was Kahari who had prevented her boarding the plane back to Poland.
Rukowski had also called for the dismissal of the Polish ambassador to Egypt, accusing him of doing nothing to help a citizen whose life was in danger.
Using the slogan, "Never Again," he organized a protest outside the Egyptian embassy in Warsaw, urging the authorities to punish those responsible for the death of Magdalena Zuk and ensure greater security at tourist resorts. Miss Gigi said, I hope I'm saying that right. Just so you know, I don't English very well. How do you organize something like that? I think that like in those areas, they're very organized as far as how they're gonna take a car and like in Iraq, when they're gonna take a car, they're very organized in how they're going to, ambush somebody. So I would assume that it's kind of the same thing as far as ambushing and R-wording someone. It's like Genevieve. Ah, okay, got it. Shanna says, I think she was thrown out the window. She was probably out of it. I don't believe their story. Gotcha. I think you're right. I think it was probably a mix of things going on. Something had to scare her.
Another protest was held a week later, this time demanding that the murderers be punished.
Find the murderers first with proof.
Yeah.
I do find it hard to believe that she went there, never had a single mental health issue, and within 3 days was out a window. I don't, that's too hard to believe. Under mounting public pressure, the Polish authorities stepped up the investigation in addition to the main inquiry. The national prosecutor accepted a request from her parents to oversee the investigation personally. She is beautiful, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. The Minister of Justice, who rarely comments on individual cases, had made frequent statements, and the Polish authorities are working closely with the Egyptians in an unprecedented act of cooperation between the two countries.
An autopsy was completed in Egypt on 9th of May with a Polish official present, and a second autopsy was performed in Poland on the 19th of May.
The former confirmed the investigation's original findings, while the results of later have not been revealed. Allegations of foul play continue to dominate the press.
Okay, so they're saying that the former confirmed the investigation's original findings. So they're saying that the second autopsy confirmed the original findings of the case. But then they're saying the results of the latter have not been revealed.
They confirmed, but not have revealed it.
I'm confused. How do they confirm things if they haven't been revealed yet? I don't know.
I guess just revealed to the public, I'm assuming.
If they prove something, you think they'd reveal them?
Mm-hmm.
The spotlight was turned on Zuk's boyfriend following unsubstantiated rumors of him being a drug dealer and using Zuk to smuggle narcotics into Egypt. Okay, things are starting to make a whole lot more sense. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ship and boarding this story right here.
In a variation of the story, he sold her to work as a prostitute on the Red Sea. Another story posted on the published news suggested Zuk had been victim of a criminal network led by a local mob boss named Captain Claude. I'll say it like that.
Her boyfriend's name started with an M too.
It did, but she was telling him it was M. Maybe
she was like trying to speak in code. I don't know. I think she was saying, you did this. I don't know. Because that makes a whole lot more sense. Maybe he had drugs. Like, they put them drugs in some weird places.
Yeah.
Make you take them cross borders. So maybe he put some drugs in a weird place in her. She lost her marbles. On top of that, all these guys were part of a gang that, were in this drug scene world, and they done snatched her up and killed her.
I don't know why she would want to go by herself to begin with.
Maybe she was forced.
Yeah.
By a boyfriend.
Yeah.
To go ahead and go. I don't know. That is a turn I did not see. The anonymous Polish author claimed that the group targets European women traveling alone, drugging them in their hotel rooms, and charging rich, I can't pronounce that word, sheiks who have sex with their unconscious bodies. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a pretty twisted story. There's so many different scenarios. Marshall Alam is an unlikely tourist destination. The hotels are mainly filled with families and pensioners, and there is no real nightlife to speak of.
Well, the most unusual places is where you usually find it.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, some of those theorizing about the case are convinced that Zuk had been brought to Egypt to work as a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she'd been brought there to work as a prostitute, but I definitely believe she took her boyfriend's drugs there. That's the theory I'm going with now.
The official investigators and the Minister of Justice have also said they're looking into forced prostitution and people smuggling in connections with her death. The announcements made headlines in the international press, with the BBC website declaring on the 11th of May, Polish tourist death in Egypt may be linking to trafficking. That was a whole lot of words right there.
That's a whole lot of words. Rutkowski concluded his investigation on last Monday, conceding that Zuk had most likely committed suicide. I believe she probably jumped out the window. I believe she was terrified. And I believe her boyfriend is the one that put her in the position she was in. It's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Another detective agency, Lambert Group, has also taken up the case, with this infamous founder compiling a list of 72 people he says were responsible for trafficking and ultimately murdering Zuk.
The trafficking is so scary. Actually, yeah, I agree. My ex-husband used to do like construction type work, and this guy that he worked for, his daughter was trafficked, like taken, and he spent 2 years tracking down where she was. And in order to do that, he had to become a criminal. He had to pretend like he wanted to buy a girl in order to search for his own child. He ended up finding her, I want to say it was in Colorado, and he ended up paying someone else $500 plus however much it cost to buy his daughter. And that person went and bought his daughter back for him. And then he went and got his daughter, and his daughter's been in a rehabilitation center ever since, because she's not okay anymore. All the drugs that they put into her system and all the different things. So, I mean, the trafficking thing is scary. It can happen to anyone, just like that. And it's pretty crazy.
Mm.
All right. With the death of Magdalena Zuk, now international news, a story printed in the state-run Egyptian newspaper Al Aram on May 11th called it a campaign to defame Egypt and a war on tourism. No? Needing answers?
Yeah. Fahati Mohammed, the owner of a taxi company in Marshall Alam, is among those frustrated by the coverage. Tourism isn't just a job, it's my life, he says. I've been doing it since 1999, and it's my only income.
I mean, a lot of people make their life off that and support their families. Shanna Crush says, I have 6 granddaughters. It scares me to hear about the trafficking often.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I see stories like there's 2 girls that their parents dropped them off at the park, and the 2 girls were just walking, and the next thing you know, they were found dead, and they still haven't found the killer. And these girls were my daughter's age at the time that they went missing. And I was like, I can't even let my kid go to the park down the street from our house. You know,
Oh, yeah.
become very, very scary. Shanna says, I don't think it was suicide. I think she was killed. I'm going to go with the boyfriend theory. We're all sad about what happened to the Polish girl, says Fathi. But it wasn't our fault. We just hope that the tourist will come back.
On the 10th of May, the On the 10th of May, the Polish foreign minister warned its citizens against traveling to Egypt. And 4 days later, Fox ran a story headline, "Where not to go on a holiday. Egypt tops the list."
That's sad. Because I'm sure there's a lot of families that are affected by the tourism drop.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you shouldn't look like a tourist. I was a flight attendant, by the way.
Okay.
That's very true. If you're going to go somewhere, blend in, look like you belong as best you can anyway. She does not look like an Egyptian girl, though. There's just no way she's going to look like an Egyptian girl.
No.
So pretty, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. And that ends the story. Something weird. Oh, Shanna says, I have to scooch. Good night.
Good night, Shanna.
We want to see the pyramids. Yeah, the pyramids would be pretty cool. Well, thank you all so much for bearing with me tonight as I struggled through my technical difficulties. Thank you, as always, Nettie, for putting together such a great story. I hope that they one day figure out what happened with her.
Yeah, me too.
We'll have to report back. Well, wishing you all much kindness and much love.
We're sending love your way. Thank you.
More technical difficulties. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.